So I want to go a little bit deeper and find out more about how Apttus helped transform both of your teams. Let's start with the implementation. You touched on it a little bit, but can we go a little deeper?
Sure. When we started into the implementation and the vision of quote to cash, once I'd sold those executives that this was the right thing to do, then I had to go sell my accountants. And they looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I sat down with my accounting manager and I said, come with me on this journey and let's do it together. And if we find that it's not possible, we'll work through those things together. But trust me. She did, and she said, okay, and she came along. And fast forward about 3 months into our process, and for reasons independent of Healthwise, she needed to retire to take care of some personal issues. And she looked at me and she said, Darra, I need to retire. I can't work full-time anymore, but I can work part-time. And I am so committed to this project and the vision of what this will deliver to Healthwise that I would like to stay on as project manager and the business lead from finance for this project to see it through to completion. Because the person who had my biggest skeptic and not sure this was going to work had become absolutely the biggest cheerleader and supporter of the project.
That's fantastic. How has it impacted the sales team?
Well, again, it's all about throughput, scalability, and consistency, and so those are the big wins. And you know, I can't underscore the consistency aspect enough because, from a brand support perspective, just making sure the messaging is consistent, the pricing is accurate and consistent, and the configurations are consistent, so that our downstream implementation teams aren't pulling their hair out. That's really the big win.
And for your customers?
You know, we've seen our customers' client satisfaction scores grow, and I can't say that I attribute it all to what we're talking about today, but it certainly has been a huge impact. And we've seen that our implementations are emerging from the process very successfully. So.
Fantastic.
I think the consistency of the data is really important, and we realized the value of pulling that complex data, not just out of the ERP, but as far upstream as possible, so that teams across the organization were sharing the same source data, not having to 5 and 6 teams comb through that same 50 to 60 page contract to find that one data element, hopefully interpreted correctly, so that they could deliver on their piece of the project, but really codifying that data so early upstream harnesses our ability to streamline all of those processes for people to get exactly the information that they need to do their job. And importantly, for us to start turning data into information that as business managers we can start really harnessing to improve our business over time.
And what do you see for the future?
For the future, it really is optimizing that ecosystem, that true end-to-end quote-to-cash solution with those supporting applications that will allow us to improve our workflows, improve our interfaces for other key elements that are part of the project. For me, the workflow capabilities inside of Apttus are critically important, both to help the process move smoothly, but also to help us manage our controls. Something, as the senior finance officer of the organization, very near and dear to my heart, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think from my perspective, it's all about the client life cycle. And Darra just mentioned it, but the increase in visibility and transparency for everybody who is managing an account. And again, moving from a la carte products to solution type sales with a lot of services and consulting that comes with it, our client focused teams are bigger than ever. And so the fact that they all have the same information, it really allows me to go in and start picking the client lifecycle apart phase by phase and making sure it's excellent at every step.
And by turning this data into information that we're working together to make better business decisions, it's not just at the leadership level, even at my individual contributor level on my team, those roles are transforming from being transactional accountants to business analysts and partners with the sales team, with our services team, to understand what that information is telling us about the business, what that information is telling us about our clients, and what we need to do to make it better for Healthwise and for our clients.